What's up, everybody? It's Goose. I'm getting ready to clip my pasture over here, and I'm going to explain why I'm going to do that a little bit. I just got over here and Jenny seen me. I got to tell her hi. Had 7 kids born out here, and they're doing great. Jenny's been doing a great job with them. She's always sleeping close by them. This is a small pasture, so she doesn't have much ground to cover. She's up here by herself, and then her sister Ruby is in the back protecting the ducks, which they've both been doing a really good job. Haven't lost any more birds, and haven't lost any kids. I've never had a problem losing kids, just losing birds. The dogs do really good keeping the goat kids safe. They're a little easier to protect. Anyway, that's not what I'm supposed to be talking about. So I'm about to go through here on my 0 turn with the deck all the way up, so it'll be about, I'm gonna cut it about 5.5 inches is what it'll be. Darn trash. So I'm up here at the front of my property. I'm gonna move the nannies here in the next few days. Really, only reason I haven't moved them yet is because I want them to eat this cedar tree. The cedar tree was over here on my fence line, and I finally cut it down, and I don't want to move them and waste this tree. I'd like for them to eat most of that. But the pasture, they need to be moved to fresh pasture because they've got all the good stuff out of this. They've gotten most of the energy out of this field here. Which, if you don't know anything about it, I wish this wasn't all in the shade. We'll have to go up there. Just driving by and not really knowing about pasture management. I mean, you think it looks good, and you think looks like there's a bunch of grass to eat right there, but there's not. This stuff, this is some of the better grass, which I can't tell you what it is. I just know if the goats eat it. I'm still learning on identifying grasses. But they've taken that down. I mean, it's no more than 6 inches right here, so I want to move them off of it. You don't want to you don't want them getting eaten close to the ground. You don't want them to get any closer than 4 inches, which they've ate it down to almost the dirt here. I mean, a lot of that's just like 2 inches. I really don't want them to eat it down that far. It's kind of difficult because there'll be places like this, and this grass is real short and real tender, and this is why they ate it. It's high quality forage. They want the nice, small, tender stuff, so they've ate that to the ground. Meanwhile, there's all this stuff in the background, which it looks, from afar, it looks real thick and good over here. But I'm gonna go look at this a little closer. I'm gonna find a real thick clump. Right here. You'd think there's plenty for them to eat right here, and I don't need to move them. If you look closer, goats, they're good about eating the seed heads. They like the seed heads. Jenny, you're gonna get in my way. You sit. If you can see, there's obviously one here. Jenny, no. Okay, you gotta give me some space. But top of that one, they eat the seed head off. They've ate the seed head off of that. They're not going to get them all, but you see they've ate a lot of the seed heads off. And then you look down further, and the leaf, this is what actually has the nutrition and the energy in it. Well, the seeds do too for the goats, but the leaf also does. And you look down here, I mean, there's still leaves, which of course you don't want to take it all. You want to leave something behind so it'll grow. But they've ate a lot of this. Jenny is just, and there's a fly on you. We got a horse fly. Oh. Okay, I took that sucker out. All right, back to our video. Jenny, sit here and let me pet you. So they've taken the seed heads off for the most part, and they've cleared a lot of the leaves underneath. So all this green we're seeing, I mean, this stuff, it's a foot tall to 2 foot tall. There's a little piece there, it's 2 foot tall. It looks like there's a lot of forage here, but the thing is, there's just no energy in the stem. That's all they left behind is the stems. And this, I mean, if I leave them here and I don't move them, I mean, they're eventually going to eat this, but I'll either have to give them a bunch of grain or good quality hay to keep condition on them, because I mean, there's no value in that. If I pushed them, they would eat these stems because they wouldn't have a choice. But we're going to move in the next few days. But anyway, this is also the same stuff they don't eat in the hay. When you get hay for your goats, I'm just going to speak on goats because that's what I have and I really know about it. It kind of goes for other animals, I'm sure. The part of the hay they're eating is the leaf. That's what they want, is the leaf. Or if it's a goat, they'll take the seed head. But this stem part, the stemmy stuff is what they always try to leave behind in the hay. Jenny? No. There's just no energy in these stems. So, as you can see here, that's what's left. That's what's left behind. Just a bunch of stems. And like I said, I mean, there's leaves down here, grass blades, but it's short. You don't want them to eat it any shorter than that. If you take it to the dirt, then it takes longer to recover, and that's not what we want. So that's why I'm getting ready to trim it. I got the mower out and ready to go, aired up the tires. It's just because all I have left is short grass or grass stems, which there's no value in. That's what all this is. Which up front where it's real thin, I'm not going to mow that. I'm not worried about making it look subdivision pretty. I'm not going to move any of these limbs out of my way. I'm going to go around everything. Just where these stems are, I'm going to go and cut it real high. Up by the shelters, I'm not going to get in there. Also, I have this as kind of a separate little pen now, and the chickens are over there, as you can see. Which after I clip this, I'm going to move the chickens over here. I've been trying to move them every 2 weeks. A lot of times it's usually 3. It's not necessarily a priority. And they don't beat it up too bad. I mean, I could leave them there another week. That pen's doing really good for them for some reason. The other pens, once they get over 2 weeks, they usually have a mud spot, and that's not happening over there, so that's nice. But anyway, I have it separate there. If we go up there and see it, there's not a gate. I took the gate down so they can just go back and forth. But this has been rested. There's some, I mean, these are stems over here, but that back there, that's some good forage. There's good tender forage over there. So I've just opened this up and I'm letting them have this little extra, my backyard, until they finish that cedar tree. I just want them to finish that cedar tree. I hate to waste that forage. I mean, I used to have so many I didn't really care, but I've about cleared them out. So I like to get some benefit out of my cedar trees. I don't like to just drop them and waste them. Here's some other cedar trees I cleared off the fence line. And I thought I was going to move them before they ruined this bale of hay, but at this point I start worrying about them. I mean, I come out here and push on it every day to make sure it's not going to fall over. Make sure a 100-pound goat can't push it over. But it's getting kind of sketchy at this point. I don't have any hay cages. I do, but they're on bales of hay, and I don't want to take them off and move them. So I'm just going to come out here and I'll put 4 T-posts around this so they can't knock it over, because last thing I need is that to fall on a kid. Which, that's another thing. I mean, you don't have to really worry so much about this falling on a full-size goat. I mean, they're 100+ pounds. But if it falls on one of these things, and this one is so cute. That hay bale falls on one of these, they're done. You know, gotta be careful. So I'm gonna put some, I'm gonna clip this and I'm gonna put some T-posts around that, make sure it doesn't fall. So I'll clip this now. I'll probably move the chickens over here tomorrow, and then that'll give the goats the full little pen over here for the next few days until I move them, which they're going to go over there. And y'all see that pasture when I move them. Man, it looks so good over there. I'm ready to put them over there now, but like I said, they need to clean up this cedar tree. And see, this is some of the same stuff over here that them stems are on, but you can see there's a lot more seed head on here. They haven't took them off yet. But yeah, once I move the chickens, the goats will have full access to this for a few days. And then once I move the goats to the next pasture, I'm gonna go ahead and clip this just because it's my backyard. And another thing about clipping, I mean, you want to be picky about the time of year you do it, and you know, real picky if you don't get a lot of moisture in your area. It's still spring. It's May, is it May 8th today? I think, somewhere in there. So I won't be clipping during the summertime because we might hit a little drought. It's going to get dry anyway because it's summer. But here during the spring, I'm going to do a little clipping depending on what the pasture looks like. Like I said, it's just stemmy over here, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut this down, which that's gonna feed the soil, feed the earthworms. Better soil means better forage, better pasture. So clipping this, it's just gonna help it. It's gonna help build the soil, help feed the worms, and then it's gonna grow back because it's been taken down. I've been having problems with the. There's a little plant of it right there. I'll pull it out. This is Perella mint or beefsteak. It's really small right now, but it was shading out a lot of my pasture last year. This stuff will get 3 foot tall and like 2 foot wide. These leaves get bigger than my hands. Well, probably about the size of my full hand. The big ones, I mean. Not all of them get that big, but you see them coming up everywhere. I'm definitely going to control this stuff this year because, see, it's should tell you, I've talked about it before, but this is toxic to goats. They won't eat it. This is toxic to ruminant animals, so you're not, unless this is the only thing out there, which don't do that. If this is the only thing that the goats had to eat, they would eat it and it would kill them. So people talk about toxic plants. There's toxic plants all over the place. Animals have dealt with them for thousands of years. They're not going to eat it unless they're forced to. That's all they have to eat. You need to move them or supplement them, give them some grain or some hay. So this has been locked off. My lawnmower's been stored in here. I got lumber stacked up. I'm about to put walls on this barn. So the goats have been locked out of here. I just opened it up to get the mower out. I'm gonna let them go ahead and graze through here. They can go ahead and get the quality forage. And I don't know if I can show you a difference. I'll try. Just so much thinner. I mean, it's just stemmy there. There's so much more leaf matter over here, and that's what they want. Anyway, I think I've rambled on long enough. And actually, I'm gonna show y'all after, just show y'all what it looks like. So next time we come around here, y'all have something to compare it to. Yeah, I'm really happy with it so far. I think I've doing a lot better on this rotating. Let's look at these kids real quick. I know he has a dirty butt. I cleaned his butt once. I gotta come back and do it again. That's number one. Hey, you. Here's another one. It's a little buckling. That last one was a buckling. Here's Greta. No, you're not Greta. This one had this kid last night. I'm pretty sure it's a buckling. Another single. They're killing me with singles this year. These are Greta's twins, my big nanny. This one, she's really pretty. They're twin dolings. She was 9 pounds when she was born, and that one was 7. These guys, these are the my Savannah Cross nanny. These are her kids. She just had these last night and it was raining. I don't remember if they're boys or girls. I don't remember. Anyway, I've talked enough. Oh yeah, I am gonna show y'all my pasture when I get done. Let me show y'all a little clip. I think it's gonna be looking real good this year. And the whole point of all this is I'm just trying to grow some stockpile forage. I want some cool season grass going into winter so my goats got something to eat so my feed bill isn't so high. So I'm gonna clip this thing and I'll show y'all what it looks like. All right, got the pasture all clipped. See, all the stems are gone. Really doesn't leave much forage out here. But they got that cedar tree, they got that bale of hay. And they have this whole pasture, which, like I said, I'm gonna move my chickens over here, so that's gonna give them even more. I showed y'all, I had that open while I mowed, let them graze through there, and then I got done clipping this, and I just went ahead and took that down. I cut it all. My high setting, it's 5 1/4 inches. So I just went ahead and knocked this down because I'm really hoping, we'll see, this seems like the never-ending project, which it's working like it is, but the plan is to put walls on it and then to give this to the goats. And I'm probably going to take down my little pallet pen. I'm going to make some changes over here once I get walls up. But anyway, I got lumber over there and I got my mower there, and the goats will climb all over it and chew on it and pee and poop on it, so I'm keeping them out of here. I kind of like to give them that shelter, but like I said, they'll be moving in a few days. They're going to have more shelter over there, and they're going to have better pasture. So went ahead and clipped that. Yeah, this is my pasture, May 8th, I think, somewhere in there. I'm within a day or two. But I don't know, I've come up with enough land that all my pastures are going to get really good rest periods this year. So this should look really good when I come back, and I really believe I'm going to keep all my pasture looking pretty good this year. Hopefully we don't hit any crazy long drought or anything, but outside of that, I think my pastures are going to look real good this year. Anyway, that's it. That's the pasture walk. That's why I clipped my pasture, and couple ramblings here and there, like always. I'll see y'all later. Goose out.